the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal_Brown. Holla at your boy Animal Brown. Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social media. Long day.
You've been out here in these streets, man. You forgot your name. You don't know where you at on social media.
It's rough.
The Kanye experience just busted your mind wide open.
We're going to get to that. Don't you worry about a thing. We're going to get to that Kanye experience, goddamn.
We'll definitely talk about it. How you feeling out here in these streets, man? You been watching the Olympics?
No, I have not watched any of the Olympics, but I do like the Olympics. I do like the Summer Olympics. It's hella events that are entertaining. I just haven't tapped in this year yet. Facts. I am going to, though.
It'd be some crazy shit. Right now, the most entertaining ones that I've seen, beach handball. The lady beach handball, it was pretty cool. It's like a mix of basketball and soccer, if I had to explain it. So that was fire.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fire though. And it was one more thing, man. I can't remember what the fuck it was, but I've been enjoying it though. I've been enjoying it. Like you said, the different events and shit, just random ass shit. That'd be cool as hell to watch.
Olympics tough. I would go if it wasn't so many people.
I'm there next time. It's coming up. LA and France are the next two.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I definitely got to hit one of those. That's Paris, I think it's going to be.
That's going to be lit, man. Hey, man, action-packed episode. You touched on it earlier, the Kanye experience that got us thinking, what are some albums that have gotten pushed back that we may still be waiting on? Let's talk about that. I think that's a dope-ass concept. Also, 2 Chainz said his next album will be his last trap album. Is that a smart move? And NBA 2K is adding a hip-hop side career option. Is that corny or cool? But first, let's take it down to Miami. Miami was super lit over the weekend. Rolling Loud Festival went down. Listen, a lot of shit happened, man. Travis debuted new music. Young Thug debuted new music. Frito Bang got arrested before he even got a chance to hit the stage. XXL freshman Coy Leroy was trashed for her performance. The baby said some crazy. She was a lot of shit going on. My question to you, which headline stood out to you the most?
A lot of shit going on is absolutely correct. Yeah. Got me to thinking about Rolling Loud in the background, as we do here on Deck, just to share a little information with you. Matt Zingler, he created Rolling Loud. His thought process, man, he wanted Rolling Loud to be Starbucks of festivals. He got one coming up in Paris. He got one coming up in LA, San Francisco. He wants to do this everywhere and wants the Rolling Loud name to be. General admission for this is $300.
Yeah, you got to afford all the max.
Yeah, facts. Now, that's a long list of people to enjoy, but $300, I don't know about that. And lastly, this dude got his start doing party promotion. His first party was doing an after party for Rick Ross. He lost $30,000 throwing the after party for Rick Ross just due to numerous shit happening. Wow. But that's a little background on that. I just thought that was interesting because I wanted to know, man, how Rolling Loud got started. What was the whole concept behind it? It's a young white dude, man. Go to his Instagram and take a look at him. He's a pretty cool dude. He acts like a rapper. He iced out, shaking it on his IG. So shout out to Matt, man. Looking over the performances and everything that happened, biggest one that stood out to me, other than the stars, like you said, people perform new music. Travis Scott did his thing, loved the way the crowd performed. But just to give you some sleepers, I would say. First one for me was Big Lotto. Stage presence, outfit, song, crowd, like she was shaking it. She is making her case to dominate and be a factor and a force for the rest of this year and next year. I loved her performance. Kodak Black came out. Hell, he was in Miami. It was a couple of songs. It looked like it was 100,000 people that were word for word with him. I like the energy also when you got a lot of people on stage. That kind of faded away. Lil Baby, I seen his performance. Dub Baby, they were up there by themselves. And rightfully so, they're big stars. But it was just a different type of energy when Lil Durk had all his niggas out there. When Kodak Black had all his people out there. It was just fire. Those are the things that stood out to me as far as just the biggest performances. And we'll get to the Baby comments before we leave this subject. But what stood out the most to you?
Yeah, man. I always trip when I see the guest list or the performance list for Rolling Loud because it seems like they got every rapper that's ever rapped in the last 10 years. I don't know how they're able to pull that off. Shout out to Matt. Is that his name?
Matt Zinger.
Shout out to Matt Zinger. That's a tall accomplishment to do this multiple times a year, because I believe the next one is in New York in October. So shout out to them. But what stood out to me, a couple performances that I liked, of course, Megan Thee Stallion. I thought she did her thing. I also thought Chief Keef shit was lit. He did that Finito. They was shaking it.
That's an amazing thing to see, man. When you got the crowd like that, be that many people word for word, that shit's fire. Listen, that's one of the best things you can see in any genre of music.
And it makes for a good watching experience. Like when you're watching it, you know how sometimes you watch something in the crowd, you can't really tell the crowd if they into it. And you're like, damn, why they not hype? You ain't got no issues with that when it come to Rolling Loud. They turned up, they mosh pitting, they doing all the shit that they need to do at a festival like this. So those stood out to me the most. But it's a lot of acts, man. It's hard to keep up with. I jumped in and out throughout the weekend. Putting it on YouTube was very smart because I definitely was tapped in. But other than that, though, I mean, the usual suspects did their thing, man. No big surprises for me.
You mentioned he watched it on YouTube. They were asking him, this is a Forbes interview, and they asked him that his overall goal for this is to take it digital. He was like, imagine a festival, a worldwide festival with everybody tuned in, paying $20 a pop. So that's his overall goal. And then, like you said, it was dope to have it on YouTube. Go back and look at the clips. But his overall goal is to make it a pay-per-view event. Do you think this is like rap Super Bowl? Man, this is the biggest event in rap right now?
It's huge, bro. It's between this and Coachella, but Coachella isn't just all hip hop, though.
Right.
So that's a little tough. But so this Rolling Loud maybe have taken over Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? Bash. Summer Jam.
Well, excuse me, Summer Jam.
Yeah.
But Birthday Bash passed without a peep.
Bro, no lie. I had no idea Birthday Bash went on until somebody mentioned it after the fact. I was like, damn, that was this past weekend?
That was last weekend. That shit went on without a peep.
It was quiet.
Jesus. But yeah, I think Rolling Loud is the Super Bowl of hip hop. I think it's going to continue to get bigger. I don't know about that Starbucks format, though. I think the more that you do these, the less impact that it has. You keep it with New York, you keep it with LA, you keep it with Miami. Don't try to go to fucking Boise, Idaho and do roll. No disrespect to the Boise people, but don't try to do that. Just keep it big cities, make it a big thing where you have to travel there, keep the big acts. Do you think the people pay for these slots? Do some artists have to pay?
I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. No,
man. I think some people got to pay.
Some of them early slots and 5 o'clock joints.
You got to pay because I was reading in this Forbes article, they were saying that earlier on, like when it started in 2016, that artists were angry because they paid and didn't get the same treatment as artists that were booked. I don't know if he continued to do that as far as taking payments, but early on they did used to take payments from artists to perform in, which is probably
that would explain some of the acts that you may not have heard of that come on earlier, and that some of the opening, quote unquote acts, they probably do pay as they should.
He said his return on investment on these festivals is anywhere between 10 to 50% each time he throws.
That's a wide ass gap, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of variables. Rain, insurance. A lot of shit can go on when you're throwing a festival outside. People not showing up. So that is a pretty wide range, but it's a nice margin. Anything over 7% is getting it.
That's a fact. Real quick, I was talking to somebody about this. We saw all the acts. It's a million acts. Could Rolling Loud have happened in 1998? Were there enough acts, relevant acts? Like who's the NLE Chopper in 1998? You know what I'm saying in terms of level of artists?
That's a great question. I don't think so. I don't think that hip hop had gotten that widespread. Now the artist may have been there, but the people's access to those artists, like a nigga from Texas in 98, he had a Texas fan base. He ain't going to Miami and them niggas from Texas not coming with him and people knowing who they are. That's today, NLE Chopper or whoever it is, it don't matter where they from.
Yep.
Like I watched a little bit of Young Nudie set.
He was shaking it. Man, the crowd was word for word, dude.
Killing it. And I didn't even know he was from Atlanta. I'm like, where this nigga from?
You definitely knew that, though.
I thought he was a Miami nigga.
Yeah.
But hey, like you said, like that's a great question because in 98, Young Nudie, like the third nigga on the Rough Riders roster, like drag on. Nah, bro. Not word for niggas wasn't gonna be word for word with like Cadillac Tar and niggas like that, bro. Like it just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. So like the internet has done an amazing thing as far as putting these people out there and making it ready for them.
Agreed.
Next up, man, we have Rap, lyrical, miracle beef. This was a late add to the rundown, man. We feel like we had to talk about it. When I first seen this, I thought it was a joke because these two guys have a podcast together like we do. The Lupe and Royce show. And we're speaking of the Lupe and Royce, the 5'9" beef. If you've been asleep earlier this week, Royce came out with a diss first against Lupe. Lupe then responded. Then some kind of way, Mickey Fax got involved because he felt disrespected as well. All of this streamed from an Instagram live where Royce, the 5'9", called Lupe a bitch and then went to go record songs about it. What'd you think when you first seen this lyrical miracle beef pop up?
I thought it was fake at first. And I'm trying to think, man, am I here for the spiritual lyrical miracle beefs in 2021? At first, no, I wasn't. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I saw these songs on YouTube and I put the link in the group chat and didn't even listen to the songs because they were 6 and 7 minutes long, bro. And I listen. I'm not trying to sit here for 7 minutes and listen to a lyrical exercise just at any moment of the day. You have to catch me in a certain mood. Now, to prepare for the show, I did end up listening to both of the records. And them niggas was ripping that shit. Especially Royce. Royce was bodying that shit. And so, yes, there is a place for it. I'll never listen to these records again, and that's okay. I don't think they're meant to be songs that you run back multiple times. That's not the purpose of them. There's just basically flexing their muscles, which is what they both did. So, yeah, I'm here for it, but just ever so slightly, man. We know these niggas can rap, and they just proved that, and you know that's the end of that. The podcast is done, though. They said it's a wrap.
This was the last episode that went up today or yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
Your podcast is over. And to answer your question or answer the question, no, I'm not here for it. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy the podcast more than I enjoy the beef. I listened to all the episodes, but I think there's an interesting case study here as far as I thought that they were cool. I thought that these guys were friends and they started a podcast because they had good conversations, but it come to find out they've never even really met each other.
That's nuts.
And listening to the podcast now in reverse, you can tell. And you can tell how it got to this point because usually in rap, if it's beef, if it's gotten to this level, then there's some type of physical violence or some other type of emotion. These niggas just are irritated by each other. I don't like your viewpoints. You don't like my viewpoints. I know I can rap. I think I can rap better than you, so let's do diss songs about each other. And I'm not sure if hip-hop is interested because, I mean, nothing's going to happen from this. Not that I wanted to, but people are more interested when it's Pooh Shiesty and whoever because somebody might get shot. Like somebody might die. With this, you're going to get, like you said, a 7-minute diss song that you'll never listen to it again. It'll be great rap. But ultimately, what did it do? Ended a great podcast with great content. I think that these two guys just got, like I said, irritated with each other. It could have went, they could have, I would rather them be contentious and continue talking and have conversations when they don't like each other on the podcast. I think that would have been good content that I would have kept coming back for each week, as opposed to, like you said, when I pulled up these diss songs and I seen 6 minutes, I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
But Royce was fucking killing.
He was.
And also Lupe was too,
though.
And Mickey Fax for about 2 minutes was killing it. Then I cut that off when he changed his voice.
I didn't even play that.
Yeah, I didn't even care enough when he started changing his voice and doing some other shit, and I was out of there. Beats are banging too. Production was fire.
This is what leads me. I got 2 questions between these 2 rappers, Lupe and Royce. Number 1, who's the better rapper? 2-part though, who makes the better music? That can be 2 different answers.
Great question. I think Royce is the better rapper.
I agree.
I think that Royce is, from a technical standpoint, and when he was talking about, he did another Instagram talking about checking boxes, and like Royce is into this rap shit. If you listen to the podcast, you could tell like it's very technical to him, and you can tell it comes out in his raps. That last album, Book of Ryan, like it's rappity rap, and ain't nothing wrong with that. He can't make a song like Superstar though.
No,
he can't make that. He can't make what's the one he did about Slim Thug?
Yeah, hip hop
saved my life. Yeah. Kick Push. Those Royce can't do that at all.
Yeah, no. And that last Royce was Allegory too. Don't sleep on that.
Oh yeah, Allegory. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oof.
Yeah, hell, I forgot
about the Allegory.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted. He 2 for his last 2 for sure. But Lupe, I think Lupe makes the better music, and I think Royce got him bars ever so slightly though. Because Lupe can rap his ass off. It's just sometimes he's a little too smart for his own good, and it can kind of go over my head. I'll speak for my damn self. I'll be like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's why I give the edge to Royce as well. Like, I ain't saying that Lupe won't get in there and rap his ass off. I'm saying that it's going to miss me before some shit that Royce says misses me.
Agreed.
Like, yeah. Lupe an alien in a good way.
Man, next up, speaking of somebody who can't rap their ass off, man, 2 Chainz. Your man
got him fucked up.
2 Chainz. He took to Twitter, put out a message, man, said, quote, "This gonna be my last trap album. Enjoy." Damn, that's it, man. So his next album, his 7th album to be exact, if you count Collie Grove, will be his last trap album. Do you think it's a good or a bad move to pivot sounds?
I think this is a bad move at this point in 2 Chainz' career. It's in a point in your career where you go fishing for other things. And I don't even consider what he does is trap music. 2 Chainz is a lot more versatile than just saying, oh, these are trap sounds. He got good music. He got hits that are outside of the trap genre.
That's true.
I do think that he's gotten to a point in his career. If you listen to this podcast, you remember where I said Rick Ross was a couple of years ago. 2 Chainz is never going to be as big as he was. Like, moving forward in his rap career, there ain't another dab dance. There ain't none of that's gonna happen again. And once you start dibbling and dabbling and trying to do other things that people don't know you for at this stage in your career, it don't look good. It don't look good because you're established. You got a lane. People know what to expect from you. You're not going to continue to get these new young fans, so stop trying to. I hope it's not a pop album. I hope that when he says this, that he's not making trap music anymore, that he's talking about just that sound. I hope that he's going for, because he's been hitting at this for the last couple of albums, the more soulful, sample-laden, slowed down sound. I'm here for that. I'm here for some introspective 2 Chainz bars where he ain't talking about the trap. If he's talking about subject matter, he's in sound. If there's anything else, then, man, take that shit to the bank, boss.
Yeah, no, I like this. And the reason I like this is the 444 effect, in my opinion. I think he's gotten to the point where he's not in the trap anymore, and it's hard to keep pushing that and be at the stage in his life and career that he's at, and it still makes sense. Sometimes people are like, okay, I can't sit here and rap about the same shit no more. It ain't going to hit the same. I'm trying to keep up with the young niggas, and you don't got to do that. You a boss now. 2 Chainz is a boss.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He got the TRU label. Like, he's put his boss hat on. He's got several TV shows. He has been killing shit outside of the rap game for a minute. And so I think you need to lean into that. And yes, I would be here for the soul sample production. I'm here for damn near anybody that wants to jump into that, especially Chainz, though. I'm joking when I'm saying he not nothing. I fuck with Chainz strong. But I do think it's time to switch it up. And plus, that trap lane is saturated now, bro. Everybody trap this, trap that, trap yoga, trap museum, trap. Well, you chill out, trap brunch. Like,
and that's the thing, though. Like, when I think of trap, I'm thinking now Pooch Ice-T. I'm thinking
42,
ESTG.
Yeah,
like, I don't think 2 Chainz.
Yeah,
like, I don't think that he's in the same lane as them. So it's,
that's why he need to switch it up, though.
Because he's too over. I never thought that he was with them niggas, though. Like, though, to me, like, Jeezy and 2 Chainz, to compare the eras with somebody similar, like, it's not. 2 Chainz has never been in Jeezy's line. Like, 2 Chainz has had just a little bit more versatility to what he's talking about. Like, Jeezy is a trap rapper to me. Gucci is a trap rapper to me.
So you're saying, like, 2 Chainz would be more like Pusha T?
Yeah. That's a perfect example.
That high-end.
Perfect example.
That makes
a little bit more grimier than Pusha T, but yeah, just because he's from Georgia and Pusha T from Virginia, but perfect example. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Based off this and what we were talking about with Ross, how many A-list years do you think that a rapper has? So a normal rapper. We ain't talking about like Drake or Jay-Z. Like a rapper like 2 Chainz, how many A-list years does he have?
It's a little over a running back.
About 3.
But it's not about
3.5.
I was going to say 3 to 5. 3 to 5.
Okay.
3 to 5 A-list years, with the exception of your pop stars.
Like if it's Drake, Kanye, like it's the big boys. But if you're talking about somebody like Ross, somebody like 2 Chainz,
3 to 5.
Yeah.
On a good day.
5 is a strong push. But I mean, that's not knocking them, just saying how hip hop changes. Moving on, man, before we get to this topic of the pushback albums and get to talk about your wonderful experience at the Donda album listening party, NBA 2K is tapping in with the culture, man. In one of their My Player modes, they're going to add a side career. And that side career, you can be in fashion and you can design clothes, or you can be a hip hop mogul. Did 2K get it right adding this feature?
Listen, this is cool. It's cool. And I heard that they're supposed to have real rappers in there, which is dope. So listen, if I'm a rapper and they cutting checks to be in 2K, count me in. Where do I sign up? From that perspective, sign me the fuck up, get my agent on the line, make sure I'm in that 2K22. That's number one. From a consumer perspective, who is a nigga that's over 2K and has been over 2K for about 3 or 4 years now.
Really?
Yeah, man. 2K some slaw.
But you still fuck with 2K. So you just mad now?
For sure.
That's it?
Sports games, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you still play other shit, huh?
I play other shit for sure. But yeah, I'm over 2K, and this isn't enough to get me back. This is one of those things where if I was over somebody's house that had 2K, I'd be like, hey, pull that up. Let me see how it look real quick. That's it, though. Like, let me see Drake or whoever, little baby on the, okay, that's kind of killing. And then the novelty wears off quick. So it's a shuck. It's a little bit of a gimmick. But and then what can you do? Like, can you make a song? Like, how deep are they going to go into it? Where are you going to be like signing people?
Release a single, that's fine.
You going to make a song? Like how? I want to know how deep and how involved it is. But it's a skip for me though as a consumer. I'm good. This ain't enough to get me back.
I think the 2K is tapped into the culture. This is dope. Fashion and music are really big in the NBA right now. If you're following, so shout out to them. Comparison to like Madden or someone who's not even, as EA Sports with a pun intended, Madden ain't even in the game when it comes to culture and the things like this. So I do appreciate 2K doing this, but I also wonder, like, no, there's not been a successful rapper / basketball player. Like, no one has done that successfully.
J. Cole.
So,
J. Cole.
Who?
Cole, nigga.
Oh my God.
P,
yeah, in the African. Nobody has been in the NBA and rap successfully. Shout out to Amon Shumpert, shout out to Dame Dillard, shout out to those guys, but I wouldn't consider them successful rappers. They're good and they're okay.
Dame is probably the closest, not including Shaq, because Shaq went platinum, to be fair.
Because he's Shaq. It's just because he's Shaq. It's just because he's Shaq. He didn't have bars in there.
He went platinum because his biological didn't bother. That's why he went platinum.
Was it boom, boom, shake, shake? Well, whatever. I'm not getting into Shaq singles. But with that being said, do you think nowadays, we talked about the world being smaller. We talked about all this stuff with Rolling Loud. What if one of these young high school kids, Mikey Williams, you put him in? What if he was as cold as Drake? What if you had a high school basketball player right now that it would Drake, but also he was as cold as LeBron?
Nah.
Could you do both?
No.
You can't have a Drake LeBron?
It takes too much to be either one.
On which end?
No.
So you're telling me that if, let's say Dame was cold, like let's say he gave you that, what's your boy name?
Who?
Los. Let's say he was that cold.
Yeah.
Should he stop playing basketball to pursue music?
Nah. You see where Los at? Los is not the Dame Lillard of rap. So no.
He definitely ain't the Dame Lillard of
With
rap.
all due respect. No.
I wonder, could we see that though? I wonder, could we see like a hybrid pop / athlete star? Because you don't think that's possible at all?
It takes too much effort. It takes too much effort to be great at one or the other, and you can't be in the studio and in the gym getting shots up at the same time. You just can't. You have to put in 100% into one. Actually, you got to put in 110% into one, and you can't do that for two things.
And that's a good point though, because it ain't that many LeBrons walking around. It ain't that many Drakes walking around. So if a nigga can do both, he might be an alien. Like that.
You have a nigga that can hoop though. Like Dave East can slick hoop.
Yeah, I'm talking about beast though. I'm talking about a nigga like that. This nigga should be like starting forward for the fucking Cavs and gonna take them to the championship, and he can go in there and drop a Hotline Bling.
Absolutely not.
What if a nigga could do?
No fucking way. The day that happened, nigga, we can go ahead and you can cancel Christmas, dude. It's impossible.
And you think it just couldn't happen? It ain't got nothing to do with the person. You just think you don't have that much bandwidth to be that good at both.
First of all, LeBron being as good as he is unfucking believable just by itself. Facts.
Now imagine if that nigga could rap.
Drake being good as he is with the singing and all that is nuts. Period.
And so imagine if he was as cold.
Yeah. Nah. Who kids is that, dude? LeBron and Beyonce kids, dude? Like who the fuck?
LeBron and Beyonce love child.
Yes, I'm saying. What nigga is this, dude? The fuck? Ain't no way.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. We're gonna be like 50 years old on TV and shit doing this. So you're gonna have like the nigga that won the NBA finals and just got a Grammy in the same year. Like that's gonna happen by the time we stop doing this. Watch.
A legitimate Grammy too, though.
Right.
Man, speaking of Grammys, man, listen, this guy right here has several. All right. Part of the Grammy family. Kanye to the West. Let's fucking go. Donda, goddammit. He had a listening party for his long-awaited Donda album, which still has not dropped, by the way. But the listening party was held here in Atlanta. There was no way in hell my ass wasn't going. I had to go.
Talk about it.
Experience it. And it was popping, too. Not even
How much were the tickets?
$20 and $50, depending on where you sat.
How was it on the inside? Like you went in there, you had to wait 2 hours for Kanye. Did you buy $50 chicken tenders?
No, the chicken tenders were for the suites. Those crazy prices that people saw, those are for the suites.
Okay. So regular concessions
were regular price.
Okay. I'd be hot if a nigga, you got me in here spending money already, nigga, with the suite. Now you want to bust my head 50 for get out of here, man.
I'd be smacking in the suites.
So what was it like? Was it when you were there, you having conversations with people, anticipating them coming out as you're waiting on the 2 hours, you kind of sticking to yourself and they doing, I heard it wasn't a DJ. Like what was the pre-build up to it coming out? Was this like a social gathering?
Man, basically. And I will say this, people, you know Atlanta, bro, everybody's late to everything. So people were filing in even when he finally came on stage. I mean, well, came out. People were still filing in, bro. So it was a ton. That's one thing that surprised me. It was a shitload of people there, dude. And I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised at how many people were there, how many ladies were there. There was a lot of ladies there. That surprised me as well.
It's the right city for that, though. This or either New York, you have to do that.
That's true.
Because like you said, Atlanta, like this is a you see me town, right?
Yeah,
like people, like if it's something going on, like it's motherfuckers in there that probably, and they know who Kanye West is, but they one of those people, oh, I don't fuck with him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, here go a free ticket for you and your brand to go in here. They there. And that's what type of town Atlanta is. So yeah, you're going to get a full house. I definitely expect that. What about on the come out? Like, is he coming out in the mask? Like, what's that like?
Yeah, you know what's
did he start talking before he came out? Give us a walkthrough through that.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say one word.
So we're not sure that's even Kanye West. He's pulling the MF.
Not have been Kanye.
I think he's pulling the MF Doom.
Possibly.
I think they got Kanye locked up somewhere, and this nigga just walking around with a mask on, acting like Kanye West. That's what I think is going on. Because I don't think this nigga can. Like, he's refrained from talking for the last 3 weeks, and anytime that he's been in the social eye, he's talked. So I'm really shocked that he didn't have like a precursor when he was coming out there, like a little mini rant. Donda, I've been waiting to do this my whole life. None of that. Jesus, none of that. Just straight into the music.
He went straight to the music. And but I'll say this though, if it wasn't weird, it wouldn't be right though. Like if he would have been on time and been cordial and played the album straight through, and then 25 minutes later it'd have been it, I'd have been disappointed. I'm like, nigga, what is that? I ain't pay for this. Nigga, where's the all red leather outfit? Nigga, where's the ridiculous boots? Nigga, where's the fucking
ice rink? Didn't he record on the skating ice rink?
It looked like the I don't know what that was. I mean, that's the football field or whatever, but I don't know what it was covered over. It did like an ice rink though.
Yeah.
But if you're not, listen, I need you to be Kanye. I'm not coming here in person for you to be this new reformed.
Apologetic.
No, nigga.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
I don't want to see
Kanye fan though. So you signed up for, I want to see
the
Kanye
spectacle.
fucking West.
I want to see the spectacle.
But that's why I'm surprised there wasn't usually a speech or a rant. Like that's what's surprising me about this whole Donda album promo. Like there's usually he can't refrain from saying something.
That's a fact.
Like it's usually something that he has to say about somebody that he's not feeling. This one, he just ain't saying nothing. He's just letting it speak, which is why I'm excited for it.
And this one of them things though, and I usually hate when people say this but it's one of them things you probably had to be there for it to really hit. Because I'm picturing me watching this on Apple Music or whatever it was. Yeah, Apple Music, what it was streaming on. And I don't think it would have hit the same. It's something about it being loud, slightly distorted, people in the crowd like staring at the nigga like with their mouths open, like people getting hype, hearing the songs for the first time. They hear the Travis Scott joint with the 808s and the 2021 flow, and people hype, they turned up. It's 20,000 people in there lit to music they've never heard. Watching a dude stand in the middle of a football field and not say a word with a pantyhose on his face. Like it was something. It was just a cool vibe. I know that sounds lame as hell, but that's the best way I can describe it. It was a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, and this is coming from a serious introvert. Like, there is something to going to a sports function, like, and the crowd is into it. Game 7, big touchdown, big score. There's something to going to a movie, experiencing a movie with 80 other people, and like something big happens in the whole thing. Like there's just something to that. So I totally get what you're saying, especially with the spectacle and the road show that Kanye West is. Like there has to be something to, which is why I thought this was a brilliant idea. There's something to. I haven't had an album in so long. You've been waiting on this album. I'm the #1 pop star. I'm going to play this shit at Mercedes Stadium. There's going to be 60,000 people here. You've never heard this shit before, and I'm just going to do it like this. Like there is something to that. Like you said, the hearing a whole verse when you're not expecting it, like the album is going to sound better to those 50,000 people that were there because they have that experience. I definitely am a believer of that.
I will say the album, I know the sound wasn't the best quality. It probably wasn't mixed all the way. But the album, I think, this one will be better received than the Jesus is King, though.
It's more traditional, right?
Slick. It's a mix. If matter of fact, my homeboy hit me up and said, man, what it sound like? It's a mix of, it's a little bit of 808s in there. It's a splash of Yeezus, not much. It's a little bit of Jesus is King with the subject matter, but there was some the features were cussing too. I don't know if anybody could hear that, but the features were definitely cussing. So there's more adult themed shit in there, you know what I'm saying? But there's also the traditional Pablo, you know what I'm saying, in there a little bit too. So it's a good mix of atmospheric, moody type shit, but then also you got the 808s and the bounce and shit that's in there too. It was a good mix. I thought that shit was fire. I was hoping so bad that it was gonna drop that night, even though I knew that it wasn't, because I really wanted to hear what I just heard in some good ass headphones. I was ready to do that.
With a good mix and shit on there.
With the right mix and shit. But I knew it wasn't coming out, though. That's really why I wanted to go.
And that gets us to the pushbacks and our topic for this evening. But before we go there, kind of circling back on the A-list rappers, is this Kanye's last run?
No.
Is this it? This Donda album ain't it?
No, hell no.
This isn't as big as he's going to be. You think Kanye West is going to be bigger?
How long has he been on? I think he can maintain this.
I think he plateaued at no. What was the one that you just named? Pablo. I think that was as high as Kanye West is ever going to be. I think that now and I'm not saying that to say now he's falling off a cliff. I just don't think that he's as high as he was then, and I don't think that he's getting back there. And I wonder, I want to do Donda and Mercedes-Benz. I want to make sure. I wonder if he knows that at 44 years old, musically, I'm not talking about the fashion, I'm not talking about the cultural impact, but musically, like we just said with Rick Ross and 2 Chainz, there's a window. And do you think that he's coming close to that window? And I understand that he's a beast and Kanye not like everybody else, but there's still a window. Is this the window?
Yeah, Father Time is undefeated, but however, Jay has changed that just a little bit, the rules of that. And the way those people the way the people were in there, dog, how focused, how attentive, how they hung on to every sound that was being played, bro. Like, man, it was crazy to me, and including my damn self. Like, I'm all the way in, and me and my gal, we all the way locked in, listening. First of all, I'm surprised more artists don't do this. Number one, now, and I'm not to say everybody can't book a stadium, but still a listening party for an album. I think it can get you some quick bread, and it's a dope experience.
Nobody's that crazy, and that's the advantage that Kanye West has. That's why niggas like Drake and people that are at the top of the game, regardless of how old he is or how crazy, regardless of how old he is or the antics that he's had, he's crazy enough to do shit like this.
That's a fact.
And like you said, when he does crazy shit like this, people are so attentive because it's like a car wreck. They want to know, like, people like you're a fan, they're cheering it on, like, yes, what he gonna do next? Other people are like, I know he gonna fuck up. I know the album ain't gonna come out, so they're watching. Yep. He's the only person that has that. Drake may be the hottest rapper in the game, but that thing you have to watch. Like, you have to know, because he's crazy what's going on. Like, Kanye West is the only person that has that.
Or what are he gonna do next?
Yeah, like, what's next? Like, what you got me in this fucking stadium? Is he gonna say something else crazy about Jay-Z? Like, what's next as far as how this is gonna go? And that's his advantage. And I think I'm super pleased to see he still plays into that.
Yeah, you got to lean into that. Fuck it. I couldn't believe that J verse.
That's what keep him up at the top.
I couldn't believe the J verse. When I heard that, I was like, wait, nigga, is that? Niggas looking around like, wait, hold on.
Is Jay here?
Nigga, I was like, yo, is that Jay? Because you couldn't really, you could tell, but you couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't believe it.
Yeah, it depends on how much you listen to the shit. But it was real quick before we move on. It was a guy next to me. Mm-hmm. First of all, I don't know how I get like all like the drunk people that be wanting. I must look like I really like to talk to people, and I really don't. Like, when I'm out, I really don't like talking to motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like, I like to keep to myself. If it's organic and there's something happens, and cool. But like, man, like, really, I keep to myself. This gal next to me had on a jersey dress. Number one, she had the North Carolina like Maya joint back in the day.
Who was on the jersey?
I think it was Jordan.
Okay.
And she was like, yo, isn't this so fucking awesome? Oh my God, was that Jay-Z? Like, fuck, yo, what the fuck? I was like, yo, I'm like, ma'am, please keep it moving, dude. Like, she's talking my fucking head off, dude. I'm like, yo, how does this always happen, dude?
I hate people that don't get the hint when they be talking to you in public. Like, the worst are Uber drivers. The Uber drivers that overtalk their headphones and everything. Like, bro, you just seen me put the pods in, dude. You just seen me. There's no way you think I want to talk to you, dude. I hate when people do that.
Nah, but that shit was dope, though. Real quick, it broke the streaming record on Apple Music. 3.3 million people tuned in.
What's he gonna do next?
It almost doubled the previous streaming record, which was Jeezy and Gucci versus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
You got to check for that.
It is set to drop on August 6th. Allegedly, another pushback. This is a topic of discussion. Originally, not even just this past week when it was supposed to come out on the 23rd. It was supposed to come out July of 2020 is when this Donda was supposed to come out. July 24th, actually. So almost a year to the day. We didn't get it then. We didn't get it now. Who knows if we're going to get it on the 6th. But he's the king of pushing this album back. With hate it or love it, he does this shit all the time.
Facts. 100%. Which leads us to our topic. And pushbacks and albums that we have been waiting on that never came out or that took forever to came out. And I think we can start with a unanimous choice. I'm sure you wrote this one down. I wrote it down. This is the legendary When Is It Gonna Come Out album. You want to say it?
It's got to be Detox.
Absolutely.
It's got to be. That's the granddaddy of when is this shit gonna come out. But you know what's funny? I read that Compton album that came out around the NWA movie was actually basically Detox. He just changed the name.
Because it was so much hype and pressure that he had to live up to for it.
Exactly. That makes sense. Plus, if you go back and listen, we reviewed Chronic not too long ago. You go back and listen to that and what they talking about on there, bro, you can't do a new version of that, bro. So the Detox shit that he recorded in maybe 03, 04, 05, nah, bro, that's not finna fly today.
No, it's not. It's over for that. It's over for that sound. I would love to hear a Dre project like brand new, but I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit you've been working on for 20 years. And I know that sounds crazy, but hip hop is a current. Like you got to stay with what's going on.
What would you consider to be the second? Where is it at? Is there one on that level? Is there a Bigfoot on the level of of that goddamn Detox?
The other thing that came to my head doing the Google searches for this after confirming it was the Carter 5.
Yeah, it got pushed back crazy.
It finally came out because he was going through everything with Birdman. And that when it came out, like Wayne, of course we had the Wayne mixtapes, but the Carter series is something different that you get from Wayne, and you look forward to that as a fan. So the Carter 5 was definitely on the bench for a long time, but it lived up to it though. It was one of those things. Yeah, I was surprised. It was surprisingly good. It was one of those things where you waited on it for so long, just like we were talking about with Detox. You're thinking, oh, there's no way that this could be good. The music's going to be old. Like you're thinking all of those things, and then you come out and surprisingly, you got a refreshed Lil Wayne. He about out of 5, he's a 3.5 instead of a 2.
That's true. Why do you think, like, even back to this Donda, do you think that Kanye already has in his head that this is going to be pushed back? Or do you think he actually is just on some Dr. Dre perfectionist? Let me add this. Oh, nigga, 2 Chainz just pulled up to the stadium. Let me get a verse from you real quick. Damn, he didn't finish it in time. Like, do you think he's really trying to put something together? Like, you know, like how do you, as a non-biased fan like myself, because I'm biased, right? As a non-biased fan, is that, oh, that's cool, he's putting his all into it, or is it like, nigga, just drop the fucking project, bro?
That's a great question. And if I didn't have, you know, I listen to a million podcasts, read a million books, so I have a little bit more knowledge of how the process goes. And what I've come to find out recently is when you get those dates, that comes from the A&R, which is getting pressure from the label. And the label's asking them, hey, when is the artist whose project that you're in control of, when is that going to come out? Because we want to promote it. We want to start talking to radio. We want to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row for when this project comes out. Yep. So you get a call as an artist from the A&R, and they're like, hey, I know you're working on the album. You told me it would be there.
Let's wrap this up.
It's a good date. Kanye in the middle of mixing beats, pounding the goddamn MPC 3. Yeah, the 6 is great. Awesome. Then he ain't answering the call for the next week. So I don't really think that it has a lot to do with the artist. I used to, just like you said, think, this nigga gassing it. And the one person that I would fault for that, Rick Ross, just came about in this episode when he used to push his shit back a lot.
That's true.
It's coming on the 20th and this and that. But now I understand he's just doing that to get the label off his back. Like, bro, I'm not through with it. I know you need a date. You want a date here, April 20th. No, it's not coming out the 20th. No, I'm not going to be through by then, but you can promo it. And I think that's just a necessary evil of the music business. As you learn more about it, as people listening to this podcast take our tidbits, or as you read it, you see that it's just like any other business. Like you going into an office, like people are trying to get their job done. The A&R's job is to get a date on the album, and the rapper's job is to record it, not necessarily get it out on that date. So
that's a fact. And there's been several albums that we either are waiting on and probably don't need to hold our breath for. And number one that comes to mind, well, not number one, but there's several. Andre 3000 Solo. And I don't even know if he's ever actually came out and said that he was trying to do something, or if there have been rumblings, but it wouldn't have, we can let that go though. With things like that, we can let that go.
2020, could that still be good though?
Hell yeah.
I think that's the thing that goes out the window, because he's an alien. With everything we've been talking about as far as the window for stardom and having this amount of time, like Andre could drop tomorrow and it will be the biggest thing in rap.
And at least you could give him Tyler the Creator production. That shit would be stupid. That's what makes it so bad, dog. You have the tools, the game that people's ears have caught up to the Love Below and that sound right there. More people are able to do that. It's more accepted. He was early on it. I get it. It was ahead of his time. Now it's accepted, dude. You could get with Tyler the Creator producers, and man, nigga, hey, craft me something just like that. But it'd be a classic, bro.
And that's the thing, though. Have you heard him speak about it? Have you heard Andre talk about this?
Not recently.
He don't think, well, not recently.
Yeah. No.
But he's been on record as saying is that he doesn't think that it'll be good enough. which is nuts. I always have a problem with creatives or people that are really good at stuff that try to hold it because they want it to be perfect. Like, nigga, drop that album, bro. Like if it ain't great, okay, well, you still got a catalog of Outkast music. People know how good you are. Like,
no,
if you
understand that though.
People that are scared to fuck up and don't want any blemishes on their record really irritate me. Because I mean, like, it happens, bro. Get your ass up and do it again.
It's annoying, but it would take away the mystique and the allure of Andre 3000 if he dropped the album and it was mid.
But that's the crazy thing, though. He's not supposed to be here for that. He ain't here for I'm the best rapper alive and I got bars. He's supposed to be here just for the art. So, like you said, the irritating thing about it is, like, my nigga, put out something that you like. Play the flute, my nigga. Let us hear a solo album of what you would do as fans. If we don't like it, so what? You put out something that you liked and you fucking killed it.
I mean,
but everybody don't think that way.
The King, when is his album gonna come out though? Is this gonna go over some 90s babies' heads?
I already know what you about to say.
Well, we got to go to No Limit.
I knew you was about to say that. Down South Hustlers.
That Down South Hustlers 2. Listen, we have been waiting on that for stupid long.
Let me tell you what. If I'm a young MC trying to make a name for myself, I'm doing that. I'm trying to get all like that. If I'm a nigga like EST, well, ESTG got a name. He been popping over the weekend. But if I'm one of these young Florida rappers, I'm one of these young Georgia niggas, I'm putting together a Down South Hustlers, trying to get as many people from the South as I can on that, maybe even a P cosign.
Got to.
And still, like, that'll register with people like us today.
Absolutely.
But new kids may not know what they're talking about, you right?
No, but that's cool. I mean, 21 Savage and Metro did it when they went to the they did the cover, the Pen and Pixel cover. So you know what I mean? Like, you can still do some throwback type shit and it still resonate and put some young cats onto that shit too. But yeah, that Down South Hustlers too. It was between that and that Mercedes, because that Mercedes was coming soon for a long time too.
You had to throw that album cover out there though. If you pee, you got
she might not have a song recorded. You got to throw that album cover out as soon as it's off the press.
Yeah, just so you won't look like no perv too. Like, who took that? Like, nigga took that picture. You can't be like, man, this album ain't never coming out. You got this bitch bent over in front of a car with a bikini on, nigga. You better drop that album, bro. Like, that's Me Too all day.
Hey, boy. Another one too. The Lauryn Hill second album. I don't think we ever gonna get that either. For whoever's checking for that. Same thing for Watch the Throne 2. Even though we may.
J-Verse gassed y'all. Nigga, he is definitely not doing a whole album with Kanye.
He petty for that, dude.
He petty for that. What were some albums that came out that took forever, and when they came out, you were finally like, damn, I got it? For me, I know we always talk about how much of a T.I. fan I am. After I'm Serious came out, he went through that limbo through his label and all of that. You know, it took like 2.5 years for that trap music to come out. And I was super surprised and very excited because I thought that I wasn't going to never see T.I. again. Yeah. After that I'm Serious album, just due to the label troubles. So that was one for me. And I don't really have another one, but another one that I was looking forward to that we need, that they gassing, is that King Push.
Ooh.
Like, I don't know. And we talked about this last week, I believe. I don't know what Pusha T is doing, my nigga.
Yeah.
You need to drop that album yesterday, bro.
That's true. That's been coming soon. I'm gonna tell you one that's another one real quick before I answer that question. That Kendrick and that Kendrick number one, obviously.
Facts.
But that Kendrick at Black Hippies number 2. I just thought about that. And that Kendrick and J. Cole, which and we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get any of those. By the way,
that double album's never coming out. We may not ever get another Kendrick album either.
I said that. I think he retired, bro.
He may be, dude.
Fuck it.
Like, niggas inactive for this long, you gotta start asking questions. And they don't even like. Punch is very active on social media. That nigga don't even mention Kendrick Lamar.
Man,
we called it here first, the Kendrick Lamar retirement, folks.
I think one person I was waiting on, I was like, finally that shit came out, and I was a little let down was Childish Gambino though. Because I remember they were talking about like this is gonna be his last album and da-da-da-da, and he put out something and it was cool. I'm a big fan of his. I think he makes dope ass music. He's like a Walmart Drake, you know what I'm saying? So like, you got the singing and the rapping, but I think he's super talented. But he dropped his last project and it was about 4 years in the making, and I was like, and it was cool. It wasn't what I wanted. He wasn't rapping like I wanted. He was kind of doing that whatever the fuck sings. I don't even know what that shit is. But he wasn't doing what I needed in my life. It's like alternative R&B / hip hop.
Emo music.
Moody shit.
It's like some Jaden Smith type shit.
Man, it ain't even that. It's like some experimentals. Man, bro, I don't fucking
Have you ever seen Donald Glover stand up?
I haven't seen this. I thought you were gonna say have I seen him in person. I have seen him in person, but I haven't seen him stand up.
We went to the release, the Atlanta premiere.
We did go to that. I seen him in a concert though.
Oh, really?
He was shaking it too.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, he called.
I don't believe that he has songs that shake it.
Absolutely.
I love him as an artist and a person though.
The fuck?
I love him.
He was
love him as an artist, as a person. If we had to rank, last to me would be his musical career. Second would be his stand-up career, and first would be him in Hollywood.
Ain't that some shit? He got one goddamn stand-up.
No, he got more than one stand-up. He's a comedian. He's done comedy shots like in different shows and shit.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
But yeah, I want people to let us know what album are they waiting on. What album got pushed back that they couldn't wait to drop and they finally got in with like, man, about goddamn time. I know Kanye has a few because that Yandi was supposed to come out too.
Good ass job. Still waiting on that.
Job. We didn't get any of that shit, dude.
Still waiting on that.
So y'all let us know, man. Go to Facebook in the rap chat. Let us know on Instagram at On Deck TV Show on Instagram. Shout out to that. Before we get out of here, though, we got some wins and some losses. Oh, you have a very good question written on here. Will Drake and Kanye drop on the same day? Because we know Drake is around the corner. My guess was Drake was going to drop on August 13th. I don't know if that's going to happen now. I think he might be waiting to see what Kanye does.
Did you see Consequence? What he said?
What'd he say?
He said they waiting on the Drake date because they were smoking on that Drake pack when it come out.
Hey, listen, Consequence. This is what we're not going to do.
Man, the nigga said he's smoking on that Drake pack is nuts.
That's bananas.
Well, you got to have some fucking heat in the chamber and nigga come out and say he's smoking on that Drake pack.
He trying to get his name in a song, man.
But this is similar to...
That's all that is.
This is similar to that 50 Cent Kanye thing, you think? You think they'll do it? You think that they could pull a versus thing off like that?
Are you talking about when Curtis and Graduation came out on the same day?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
You don't think that'll work for them? That'll break the internet.
I'd rather just the Calabasas album that they had together come out, man. Just give me that. Just
You're never getting that. You never. But if Drake and Kanye came out on the same day, that's breaking the internet. Which one would you listen to first?
Fuck. I probably
don't even want to answer that.
Nigga, I can't choose that.
I'm listening.
I can't pick that.
You don't go one song, then the other song from the next.
That's it. I'm alternating back and forth. Fuck, that's how I'm doing it.
Y'all let us know, man. If Drake and Kanye drop on the same day, which one are you listening to first?
That's a good ass question.
It is. That is a great question.
Wins and losses, man. Before we get out of here, we've got an L handed out to your girl, Da Brat. She turned down a huge bag to be in verses against Trina. She turned down $150,000 for the bag. That's an L. That's 150 L's.
Not usual that someone gets an L for turning down 150 because it means they're in a better position. But man, Da Brat, that's easy money.
Easy.
Did Trina end up going against
Eve? They thought Eve wasn't feeling well, and they didn't know if she was gonna be fine by showtime.
Oh, okay.
And so Da Brat was a replacement.
So they probably gave Eve $250 for it.
Bro, who knew they were giving out bags like that though?
The rumor was that Gucci Man, and I didn't tell you this beforehand, I want to see your reaction. The rumor was that Gucci and Jeezy got a meal ticket.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was a rumor. I read that in 2 places that they got $1 million for that. Because you remember your boy Larry Jackson? Yeah. You remember your boy Larry Jackson was there? They said he was passing out the big boy bags from Apple to get that shit cracking. Because that was the first one that was streaming on Apple. And like you said, it broke the records and shit.
I ain't gonna lie, Da Brat, who doesn't even have 20, with all due respect.
Nah, Da Brat ain't got 20.
She don't have 20. She got a strong 12 if we count remixes. And I fuck with Da Brat. I think she dope. But to get 150, bro. But she did say the reason she turned it down though is because if she was gonna do one, she wanted to have the full rollout and not be a late edition and just being thrown out there. She wanted to be promoted correctly with the videos and the whole, you know how they do. And she didn't want to just be like, oh, shit, let me jump out here at the last
I'm the
minute.
backup.
Yeah, like that's kind of like, I wanted to be done from the rooter to the tutor like everybody else shit is.
It makes sense. If you offer me 150, you ought to be able to do that.
Yeah, she still took it 150 though. Fuck that. We have a W for the whole culture. An unreleased Nas record was released in which he was dissing the late great Tupac. We finally got to hear it. Did you listen to it?
I did not. Not here for any old Nas joints.
It was cool.
It was cool?
Yeah, it was cool.
Was he going in on it?
Not like that. They wasn't hit him up or nothing like that. He just threw a couple.
It was some 90s diss shit.
Exactly.
Nas diss shit.
It was Nas shit.
It
was a song called Real Niggas. It's on YouTube if you want to find it.
I'm gonna check that out. But I mean, this is cool though that I seen this thread on Twitter the other day talking about how Pac was a terrible rapper. And
that's the dumbest thread I've ever heard.
It's nuts, but I think it's really dope how he still impacts the culture and things of that genre. Like you're talking about Nas doing a diss record about Pac 20 years ago, and people still getting excited about that. I think that's a standing statement for Nas and the impact that Pac had. I mean, people out there that think that Pac is whack that's fucking crazy to me.
I know people that don't listen to Pac, that's fine, but they would never say he was trash.
Yeah, that's fine. You cannot listen to him, but to his place in the game is like undisputed.
Agreed. We do have one more W going out to Houston, man. Trey the Truth. He opened up an ice cream shop that employs nothing but adults with special needs.
That's cool, man. Trey the Truth. What's the name of it?
Howdy.
In Houston?
Yeah.
Trey does big things for the community. He's one of those guys where if you never even listen to his rap, you still respect what he got going on. Like he's had to, if you're paying any attention to the culture, he's crossed your desk as far as what he does for Houston. I know when the tragedy came down there with the hurricane, he was like ground on the ground, boots on the ground, saving people out of their house and shit. So much respect to Trey the Truth, man. That man loves his community, and I think that's dope to see a black man doing that. Yeah,
now he hands-on with the H-Town for sure, man. Big respect to Trey the Truth. On Decker of the Week, we have a few, man. We ask people to leave comments, and hey, listen, they follow suit.
We appreciate it.
So listen, let's go to iTunes real quick. We have #1 hip hop podcast gave us 5 stars.
That's a
fact. Great hip hop conversation. Shout out to Castro 941. We appreciate that.
Spitting facts, Castro. We see you.
Absolutely. Go to YouTube. Shout out to D-Dub. He left a comment on the last episode about perfect albums. He said, another great episode. My perfect albums are 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, Lupe, The Cool, 88 Keys, The Death of Adam.
Who's 88 Keys?
I thought he was a producer. I could be wrong, though. Big Sean, Dark Sky Paradise, and J. Cole 2014. I agree with several others mentioned on the show, but just wanted to give some that weren't mentioned. Side note, I don't know if y'all have done it. I think an episode on the worst classic albums would be dope. That's interesting because there are some classic albums that people like, that shit really trash. To Pimp a Butterfly, for example, that's actually trash. But
yeah, you're the only person that thinks that. You're the only person on the planet that thinks it's trash.
Not at all. And one more comment. This is on Patreon. Shout out to my guy, Big Jeff. We recorded a Patreon episode and dropped it. We did Hot Boys Guerrilla Warfare, which came out 22 years ago today, I think.
That's my shit, too. It's one of my favorite albums.
Guerrilla Warfare. Shout out to AJ. He commented, I know I'm the only one who feels this way, but this is the best Hot Boys album in my opinion. AJ, Tuesday and Thursday is the best song the Hot Boys ever did, and that's what puts it over the top for me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're thinking of Get It How You Live.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the other one.
The debut one. Yeah, this is the second one. Guerrilla Warfare was banging, too. Don't get it twisted, though.
What was banging?
Guerrilla Warfare. That album banging, though.
It was good. It wasn't better than Get It How You Live, though.
Man, listen, apparently, according to AJ, goddammit, Tuesdays
You're
and
wrong,
Thursdays over the top.
You're wrong, buddy. Tuesdays and Thursdays is not great either. That's why I'm skipping that Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you got to watch for the sweet.
Banging.
That's legendary. Legendary saying, though.
That's true.
They made that famous in
the
hood. Man, they made that famous. Niggas with a real deal park on Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. It's Tuesday. It's hot outside, man. Niggas used to real deal say that, dude. Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. You got to stay in the house. That's funny as shit. And it was a fucking lie.
First of all, and also too, the first Hot Boys Get It How You Live came out in October. So y'all let us know if we need to do that on Patreon, if we need to review that album as well. Definitely. That might be fun.
I get in for that one.
That might be fun right there. Give me a put on, man. What you got?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Again, I want you to clip all of the, well, no, I ain't gonna do that this week. Podcast, Drink Champs, my guy Vince Staples. If you listen to this, you know how much I like that, man. The new album is pause. The new album is banging. But he sit down with Nori, man. I always love, and another reason why I like the Glasses Malone podcast, 3 weeks in a row, got to shout that out. They get to go into the LA gang culture, man, and they don't do it like from a braggadocious standpoint, like, oh, we're shooting and killing niggas. They like give you history on like where the gang banging started in the different streets, and this shit's fascinating to me. So check out Vince Staples on Drink Champs, man. That shit was fucking good. And as far as TV shows, Mystic Quest on Apple TV, it's similar to Startup. Not Startup. It's similar to Silicon Valley. It's funny as shit, man. It's about a video game creation company. Really good. You'll fuck with that. It's definitely a right up your alley.
Mystic
It has that
Quest?
Veep type of comedy style.
Oh, I'm here for that, then.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm here for that. I have two put-ons. Well, actually, I have a put-on and a put-off. Put-off, I went to the movies. My boy M. Night Shyamalan got to hang it up. His new movie, Old. It's not the move. He had a spark when he started. Now he's just garbage. Like, he is putting out some bullshit, and that was my guy.
He's only had 2 good movies.
That's not true.
It is. Signs and 6 Sense.
Unbreakable was good. What? Nah, that was good, bro. That was good. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Did he do the movie off of Unbreakable?
Yeah, he did. Did he do that? Split and Glass are in the same Unbreakable universe.
Well, they were in the same. Yeah, insane. He did that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was good.
That was
all
okay.
3 of them. All 3 of them was that like the 8 dude was in there. That was good. Okay, that was good.
I know, but it's M. Night.
But that's only 3 movies. Only 3 movies are good.
He dropped the ball with this Old, though. Y'all can skip that, Redbox that, if people steal Redbox.
The fact that Redbox still exists is crazy. Nigga almost knocked me over walking to the Redbox and fucking Publix. Like, bro, what are you doing? You got no phone? My nigga stream this shit. Bum ass movies.
And then one more put on. It's a podcast. It's a Spotify Complex original. It's called Pop Smoke. It's a 6-part series, just kind of about his origin story and obviously his untimely death. So if you've ever seen or heard me talk about Pop Smoke or heard other people talking about him, like, why is he hot? But I don't get it. This explains where he came from and why he was held in the regard that he was held in. So it's really dope. So man, y'all check that out. It's really well done. Episodes like 25 minutes a piece, so it's an easy listen. You should be able to binge that pretty quickly, man. So. Well done podcast on Pop Smoke, man. So check that out on Spotify. Just search Pop Smoke. I can't remember the name of this shit.
It's Welcome to Complex Subject Pop Smoke.
Yeah. There you go.
That. I'm definitely
pretty good.
Checking that out.
Anything else before we get ghost?
That's it, man. We appreciate everybody tuning into the big show. We got some new merch for you guys coming very, very, very soon. So you guys check out, click those links, buy that stuff.
Absolutely, man. Patreon.com/RealVille. Shout out to my guy, Big Jeff. We reviewed not only the Hot Boys Guerrilla Warfare, but also Pharrell in My Mind. So y'all make sure to check that out, man. New joints coming next month as well. You know how we get down. Until the next time, peace out.
Chill.